I don't know who needs to hear this, but God has been calling me to put this message out for someone. Something huge is about to shift in your life. And if you don't catch this right now, you might miss what God is trying to do. I'm telling you, this isn't just another day. This is a divine setup, the kind of moment that changes everything. You've been waiting, praying, maybe even doubting. But what if I told you that the delay wasn't denial? What if I told you that God has been setting you up for something so big, so impossible, that when it happens, nobody, not even you, will be able to deny that it was Him? Stay with me, because what I'm about to tell you might be the confirmation you've been waiting for. Listen, I don't know what you're going through right now, but I do know this. God is about to move in your life in a way you never saw coming. Life has its ups and its downs. Some days everything feels aligned. Other days it feels like you're barely holding it together. And if you're being honest, maybe today is one of those days. You're showing up, doing what you have to do, but deep down you're exhausted and you're wondering how much more you can take. If that's where you're at, hear me when I say this. God sees you. He knows what's weighing on your heart, and He's already working on something you don't even see yet. Not because you've been perfect, not because you've done everything right, but because He loves you. Isaiah 43:19 says, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I am making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. Think about that. God is making a way where there seems to be no way. He's doing something new. Right now, you might feel like you're in the middle of a dry season, stuck, lost, running out of hope. But God is saying, I'm already making a way for you. And I know it's easy to think, well, that sounds great, but you don't know what I'm up against. And you're right, I don't. But I do know that God has a way of showing up when you least expect it. The same God who created the universe, the same God who knows every detail about you, hasn't forgotten you. You might feel overlooked, but you're not. Some of you were carrying battles you never thought you'd have to fight. Financial struggles, heartbreak, health issues, and you've been trying to fix it all on your own. But hear me. It's not about what you can do. It's about what God is about to do. He doesn't follow our timelines. He doesn't move the way we expect. But when He does, it changes everything. You're asking for a door to open? God's about to tear down the whole wall. You're asking for just enough to get by? God's about to pour out more than you ever imagined. But sometimes, before He moves, He lets us run out of options. So we'll finally see that He was the answer all along. Some of you are at that place right now. You've done everything you know to do, and you're at the end of yourself. And that's exactly where God is about to meet you. But let's be real, God's answers don't always look the way we expect. Sometimes they come through opportunities that don't make sense. Sometimes it's a door closing that's actually leading to something better. Sometimes what looks like a delay is actually God setting you up for something much greater. So trust Him and hold on to Isaiah 43:19. Even when you can't see it, God is working behind the scenes. He's setting things in motion. He's aligning things in your favor. So don't quit. Don't lose hope. Keep praying and keep believing, because when God steps in, it's never small. Now let's talk about this. How do you prepare for what God's about to do? Because listen, God's move, that's His job, but your faith, that's yours. Some of us are waiting on God to show up, but we're not acting like we believe He will. Let me ask you something. If you're believing for a breakthrough, are you living like it's already on the way? If you're asking God to open doors, are you walking in confidence? Are you still hesitating like nothing's going to change? Are you still praying, or did you stop because you got discouraged? Are you still believing, or have you given up because you don't see anything happening? God is always moving, but sometimes we're so focused on the problem that we miss what He's doing. Let me give you something to hold on to. Stop dwelling on what you lost and start preparing for what's coming. Some of you are stuck grieving on what didn't work out. The missed opportunity, the failed plan, the door that closed. But what if that door shut because God has something better? What if you're crying over losing what was actually holding you back? God isn't just the God of second chances. He's the God of more than you ever imagined. Stop believing the lie that says this is just always how it's going to be. God's not finished, and when he moves, you need to be ready. So how do you get ready? Let me break it down. 1, let go of doubt. You can't walk in faith and sit in doubt at the same time. 2, start praising before the breakthrough. Anyone can thank God after he moves. Real faith praises him before it happens. 3, stay open. God's answer might not look the way we expected, but that doesn't mean it's not good. Now let me tell you something. When God starts moving in your life, not everyone will get it. Some people won't celebrate you. Some people will doubt you. And that's okay. It's not about them. When God shifts things, he's doing it for you. So don't let anyone talk you out of what he's bringing. Here's my challenge to you. Start walking like the blessing is already here. Start praying like the answer is already on its way. Start believing like the breakthrough is already done. Because when God moves, he doesn't just show up, he shows out. Some of you are about to see him do something that will blow your mind. And when he does, don't keep it to yourself, share it. Because your testimony will give someone else the faith to believe for their own miracle. And let me leave you with this. When God moves, it won't just be an answer, it'll be a testimony. It won't just be a breakthrough, it'll be undeniable proof that he's been working all along. You won't have to chase it and you won't have to force it. What he's setting up for you is already in motion. And when it happens, you'll look back and realize every delay, every disappointment, and every moment that tested your faith was a part of the plan. Because the moment you thought you were forgotten, God was preparing to show you that he never left. So don't just wait, get ready. Because when God steps in, he doesn't come empty-handed. He comes with restoration. He comes with overflow. He comes with blessings so undeniable that even your enemies will have to step back and say, that had to be God. And it is. So get your heart ready. Get your faith up. Because what's coming, it's bigger than you thought. It's greater than you prayed for. And it's about to change everything.